It's September 24th, 2024 when I'm recording this, and while not all of them are public yet because I record out of order sometimes, there are 99 videos uploaded on my channel. Assuming I've lined everything up right, at the time that you see this, it is my 100th video in both production order and release order, again, even though the first 99 in those two categories is not a perfect circle. And that's pretty cool. I just made this silly little channel to upload PDL sets and maybe some laddering sometimes, and it seems to have turned into a pretty serious hobby, at least for now. So for my 100th video, I thought, let's make sure we block that one off to celebrate by using Pokemon number 100, which of course is Voltorb. So I have this Voltorb here, able to run some speed control with Electro Web and lower special defense with Metal Sound. The reason I have the Metal Sound is that my first thought was to pair Voltorb with Hisuian Typhlosion and Sun. Why? Because Voltorb, I mean, I'm trying to think of anything that it can do. It doesn't exactly hit very hard, but one thing it might be able to do is threaten Pelipper, thanks to that double weakness to Electric that Pelipper has. So if I can force Pelipper out, or even KO it with a Volt Switch or something, then Typhlosion can kind of just run wild. From there, I have Rillaboom giving Fake-Out support to Typhlosion, as well as some other coverage into Water and Rock types. And then I have the duo of Annihilate and Mousehold, so it looks like, especially with them being next to after Voltorb, it looks like I'm building toward a Mouseape mode, at least in some sets, but it's actually Scarf Annihilate, and the Mousehold is geared toward, it does have beat up, so I have that option if I want, but it's geared toward doing damage with Population Bomb. And this team takes some inspiration from Wolf Glick streaming with a Hisuian Typhlosion team, where he sometimes used Final Gambit Annihilate to help Hisuian Typhlosion get going. His team used Tailwind, and the biggest weakness of this one might be that I didn't make room for Tailwind anywhere, but with Voltorb having base 100 speed, genuinely pretty good for Reg H, and Electro Web, hopefully I can cover my speed control needs that way, plus again Fake Out pressure from the Rillaboom, and I have redirection from Mousehold. So we'll see how it goes. I actually drafted Voltorb in my first season in the PDL, which was Season 2. It was my untiered pick, because I figured base 100 speed was a decent starting point for an untiered Pokemon, and I could do something with it support-wise. I don't think I ever actually brought it to a game, though. I think I might have brought it to a set once, but not to a game. But we'll see what Voltorb can do here. Is its model even moving? I think it is a tiny bit. Okay, we get a Rain Team right off the bat. They also have Annihilate and Mousehold. I feel like I'm already staring down the limitations of what I've built here, but we'll do what we can. It's Eject Pack, Overheat Torkoal, U-Turn Rillaboom, Volt Switch Voltorb. So I have some ways to pivot around. And I think there's not a whole lot to stop me from just leading Typhlosion Torkoal, bring Voltorb in the back, maybe it can actually take out the Pelipper or something. And I think I bring Annihilate to this one, try to get a Final Gambit into, like, their Annihilate, well, not their Annihilate because it's immune, but maybe into, like, a Chaladon or something. Or I can take a Defiant Boost and close combat into Incineroar, Mousehold, or Chaladon. The Ghost types are kind of an issue for Annihilate, unless I lock into Rage Fist, but then that's not very strong if it's unboosted, but hopefully we'll figure it out. And as my opponent's name says, here we go. Just need to wait for them to pick what they're doing. Five seconds. There we go. And it is Mousehold Annihilate against Typhlosion Torkoal. Frisk Typhlosion, because I'm not necessarily playing with open team sheets, of course, and we see Safety Goggles and Leftovers, so they are just trying to set up the Mouseape mode, probably. I can just go for I'll just go for a Terrafire Specs Eruption, I think, and target an Overheat into the Annihilate slot. If they go Terra Fire or something, maybe they survive all this, I don't know. Wouldn't bet on it. Or yeah, Terra Water is the other possibility. That Annihilate is about to take 2 big Sun boosted hits. The Eruption does more than half. Typhlosion survives the Rage Fist after turning off its Ghost weakness. Of course, Eruption will be significantly nerfed now, and I can actually get Voltorb in here. Maybe threaten the Annihilate. I kind of have to switch Typhlosion out. I guess I'll go out to Torkoal. Not really that safe to bring in my own Annihilate. And I'm going to click Electro Web, because I'm worried about a Follow Me from the Mousehold. Although a turn they click Follow Me is a turn that they don't set up Rage Fist. I'll just go for a Volt Switch into Annihilate. It's a Voltorb, it's not going to hit very hard. So I'm worried about Electro Web not KOing. But I hope they don't Follow Me here. Maybe I should put Heat Wave on this Typhlosion. Right now I have Eruption, Shadow Ball, Flamethrower, Sleep Talk. But I think the chances that Sleep Talk is useful in this video are pretty slim. I should probably put Heat Wave in so I still have the spread damage in a position like this. I do have Terra Ghost on the Voltorb, but of course I can't use it when I've already used my Terra on Typhlosion. So instead I'll go for a Yawn with Torkoal into the Annihilate slot, because I think that might be surviving a little longer than I'd like, and I'll protect Voltorb on a possible Fake Out. Sure enough, Fake Out targets into Voltorb. They also target it with Drain Punch. And get the Yawn into Annihilate here. Of course, one issue with this is now Annihilate will probably switch out. But I can just click Heat Wave and Volt Switch into the Annihilate slot anyway, and I should do some damage to this Mousehold. 26%, that's not that bad. I'll get my Annihilate in here. Oh, as it loses its Scarf immediately. Do KO the Mousehold with that crit. Fortunately, my Annihilate will not be final gambiting anything at this point, I think. But I can't just throw off a close combat. I mean, depending on their Pokemon in the back, it might not be good. I can try to catch Incineroar with one. Or I can just lock into U-turn. Or not lock in, because I don't have the Scarf anymore. But also Annihilate is switching out anyway. I can just click U-turn and try to pivot some more. If they have Pelipper in the back, then I might regret having Torkoal on the field. But it's not Pelipper, it's Basculegion. Which is probably looking to KO my Annihilate with Last Respects. There's not really anything I want to switch in on that. Maybe I sack Voltorb here. I'll go for a Yawn into Basculegion, and I think I will just go for a Rage Fist into Basculegion as well. Oh, Annihilate is actually still faster outside of Rain. The Basculegion not getting its Swift Swim boost there. So I Yawn whatever comes into the Incineroar slot now. Well, I know what it's going to be. It's going to be Annihilate, because that's all they have left. And I will get to put the Annihilate to sleep after one more turn, as they forfeit. I probably was just going to Rage Fist, or actually Close Combat probably the Annihilate there. They couldn't Fake Out my Annihilate, so I wouldn't say Voltorb put in a lot of work that game, but it does have a win on the board. If this were Master Ball rank, Voltorb would have the Rank Master ribbon now. And hey, it did chip the Mousehold with that Volt Switch. Can't deny that. This opponent has Gothitelle, Dragonite, Gastrodon, Hydreigon, Mamoswine, and Skeledirge. This does not seem like much of a Voltorb game. I don't know what kind of game this does seem like. This might just be a losing kind of game. Don't really have much cover for a few of these Pokemon, actually. I think I could. This could be. I think I need Annihilate to come through this game, and Mousehold, and I can bring Typhlosion, and then I think I probably need Rillaboom to cover the ground types, which means no Sun, but Typhlosion will still hit hard. Also, while I remember, let's put Heat Wave on Typhlosion instead of Sleep Talk. So that'll kick in from the next game on. But yeah, no weather this game, but I think Rillaboom's coverage is potentially important, as we see them lead Mamoswine and Skeledirge. I think I'm just going to U-turn into the Skeledirge. I'm not eager to hit it with an unboosted Rage Fist, especially when it might Terra, and I can Population Bomb the Mamoswine. So I get Typhlosion in here. Ooh, it's Scarf Mamoswine. So Typhlosion takes damage immediately. That's not ideal, but I'm probably not clicking Eruption in this matchup anyway, as Mamoswine might drop to this Population Bomb now. Yeah, it does. Shadow Ball takes out Typhlosion, though. Okay. Fair enough. I guess I'll just bring Annihilate right back in. And I can Terra Fighting to turn off the Ghost weakness, and then lock into Rage Fist on the Skeledirge. I don't think that's the worst thing. And just Population Bomb into Hydreigon. The good thing is we know we took out their Choice Scarf Pokemon, so the Hydreigon can't have a random Scarf or something. It could be Terra Steel. It is, okay. And that means we can't force a Terra out of the Skeledirge, so Mousehold never knocks that out. Unless I get it very low, I guess, and take it out with Beat Up. The Population Bomb's still doing respectable damage to Hydreigon, actually. Yeah, more than half, so another one should still KO if we get the chance. And Annihilate holds on from that Shadow Ball, and now can get a boosted Rage Fist into the Skeledirge slot, and I will just Population Bomb the Hydreigon again, why not? I think I'm threatening 2 KOs here. Have the opponent in a pretty bad bind, as yeah, Skeledirge goes down to boosted Rage Fist, and Population Bomb, unless I'm unlucky, should KO Hydreigon. Looks like the opponent forfeited it anyway, but just watch this Population Bomb tick down the Hydreigon's HP, and there it goes. Maybe Voltorb can do something in the next game. Now we got another... Well, this is very similar to the team I faced in the first game, except this one has Rillaboom instead of Basculegion. I think that's the only Pokemon difference. And it might matter. I'll lead Typhlosion Torkoal again, but with Voltorb, and... Annihilate was good last time. I kind of like Mousehold here. But Mousehold doesn't really help me cover for the Archaludon, or for their Annihilate. I think I will just bring Annihilate again. They lead Mousehold or Archaludon. AV Wide Lens, well, that's all expected. They might just switch Pelipper in here. So I think instead of Eruption, I want to go for Shadow Ball and Overheat into Archaludon. As I switch Pelipper into that slot, actually. Population Bomb, Typhlosion, forgetting, I guess, about the Ghost typing. And Voltorb made a little bit redundant as we take the Pelipper out without needing it. But I was going to say I'll bring Voltorb in here anyway, but that's not true. I'll bring in Annihilate. And we'll see what they have for us. I have now locked Typhlosion into Shadow Ball, which actually might come in handy against their Annihilate. Of course, they can use Follow Me with the Mousehold, though. So let's switch Typhlosion out for Torkoal, and... Actually... I don't know Mousehold's base HP. Can I just Final Gambit the Mousehold? And Shadow Ball the Annihilate? You know what? I'll try it. Oh. Ah, they got me. The Terra Ghost Mousehold. But they didn't click Follow Me, so I do still get a hit into the Annihilate here. And that KOs. And the Mousehold, of course, is weak to Shadow Ball now, too. I can get Torkoal in. I have Weather Control for the rest of the game. I can Shadow Ball the Mousehold and Yawn the Archaludon. Just to make it a little safer to take that down, but even with the Assault Vest, I don't think Archaludon is going to hold... Oh, actually, they might take Torkoal out here before I get the Yawn. The crit probably ensures it. But there's a chance that they miss. They don't. And actually, I'm down to just Typhlosion and Voltorb against this Archaludon. No, I'm down to just Voltorb against this Archaludon. So actually, I just threw that one away, didn't I? Maybe I needed to protect Typhlosion, or protect Torkoal there. But even then, I mean, Torkoal Voltorb might be able to break Archaludon. I don't think Voltorb alone will be able to do it, but I'm down to try. I'm actually going to Terra Ghost, so that they can't body press Voltorb. And just try to just spam Metal Sound, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Let's see how much a Volt Switch does. Yeah, not enough, for sure. Oh, but now they're going for Electro Shot, and I can protect around that. I'm sure they could take me out with Draco Meteor at any time. It will take 2 hits, at least, because Voltorb has the Sash, but it's not like Voltorb is all that bulky. Go for a Metal Sound. Ah, they have Flash Cannon, too. Of course, it's AV, 4 attacks. So we do lose to our Chaladon here. Go for one more Volt Switch. Still only does 24% at -4 special defense. I guess plus the Assault Vest. But Voltorb's last stand does not work out there. We'll give it a couple more chances, of course. Another Rain Mousehold team. Everybody after Baltimore is on these teams, and no wonder. It's good, for sure. I really enjoyed using it. I have a video where I did that. Feel free to check that one out. Typhlosion, Torkoal, Voltorb. Annihilate. Again. At least the good thing about running into a lot of Rain teams is that, hey, they are the matchup I had in mind with Voltorb, even though it didn't work out last time. Mystic Water, Basculegion, and Wide Lens Mousehold. Of course, if they switch Pelipper in here, then I probably just lose a Pokemon. Attack Voltorb. And go for an Overheat into the Mousehold slot, which is where the Pelipper comes in. Terra Water, Basculegion knocks Voltorb down to its Sash. Of course, we know the Basculegion is not choice locked, so... it can take Voltorb out with an Aqua Jet if it wants. I actually think I'm going to switch Torkoal into the Voltorb slot and try to Final Gambit the Basculegion. Now that it's not a ghost type. Ah, okay. It protects around that. I no longer have the eject pack on Torkoal. But that's not great. I can try to yawn the Archaladon. Just go for another Final Gambit. If they switch Pelipper into this slot, it's fine. If they switch Mousehold into this slot, I don't really like that, but... oh, they also can do that, I guess. Didn't think that one all the way through. I suppose I get Voltorb in here, but I don't want to switch Typhlosion in, so I just don't have weather control for the rest of the game. Let's go for an Electro Web, I guess, but I don't think they'll let me have it. As, nope, Last Respects finishes Voltorb off, and now the Basculegion will sweep through Torkoal and Typhlosion. So much for that one. Might at least KO it with recoil damage after dodging this population bomb. But yeah, that's GG on that one. We'll play until one more loss, of course. Tradition on this channel, play to 3 losses most of the time. So there hasn't been much chance for Voltorb to put in work. I think its its greatest accomplishment is still that Volt Switch chip in the first game. But anyway, we've got another Pelipper team here. That's what, 4 out of 5 now? We'll just try the same mode instead of learning anything. Do I prefer Mousehold over Annihilate in this one? I feel like I can't afford to ever prefer Mousehold in these matchups. I don't know. They accepted open team sheets right away, so I did too. So they can see every little trick that this team has. That's okay. Well, they don't have Basculegion on the field, so I can just go for a Shadow Ball at least into something. It's not Bulletproof Komodo. Shadow Ball instead of Eruption, because I think the Pelipper probably switches in here. Does in the Archaludon slot. Still some good damage to Komodo there. Now I get Voltorb in. This time not threatened by Basculegion. I'll just Shadow Ball into Komodo and Volt Switch into Pelipper. I really hope this works. Ooh, Terra Grass Pelipper. They got me with that. I didn't check their team sheet for the Pelipper's Terra type. I let them get Tailwind here. A little unfortunate. Typhlosion gets taken out by the Clanging Scales roll. I guess I will just... I'm running out of ways to beat Archaludon. So I'll just Volt Switch Komodo, which might catch Pelipper switching in, and close combat into Archaludon, as they actually don't switch. They just go right for Clanging Scales, which knocks out Annihilate and probably wins the game for them. As, yeah, under Tailwind, the Voltorb just isn't fast enough. Under their side's Tailwind, that is. And Torkoal will go ahead and lose. I could protect around their Tailwind, but Torkoal's going to be slower anyway. Alright, and that was the Voltorb video. I can't really say that it put in any work, but I certainly can say that I used Pokemon number 100 in my 100th video, and that was the goal here, wasn't it? So, mission accomplished. See you next time. Thanks for watching.